All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead, leading up to the 14th episode for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. In this one, we'll be doing our first Q&A for this week. We'll start by giving our thoughts on Lennie James saying that a Madison return is not likely. Alright, so I thought we would go ahead and lead with this one. It's not new. It did come out about a week ago or so with the news. There was an interview with Lennie James where he gave his thoughts on this one. They asked him about the possibility of a Madison return, and so he kind of shot it down. He kind of said that he would like to do it. Like, it'd be really cool if he was able to actually do some stuff with Madison. For example, they brought her back. Like it says here, Fear the Walking Dead star Lennie James would, quote, love to act opposite former series lead Kim Dickens, but, quote, chances are that won't happen. He says, quote, I would love for her to come back, to be absolutely honest. I think everybody would, but they also did go through that, but the chances are that won't happen. But what do I know? Anything can happen in our planet, in this world, but me saying I would love to work with Kim is not me serendipitously saying that it's going to happen, James added. So it doesn't sound like it's likely to happen, and it doesn't sound like we'll see Madison back in Fear the Walking Dead probably ever, I don't think. That's one of the things that come up a lot. Obviously, did the video yesterday for this week. Hadn't done the Q&A yet, so we'll get into a lot of those questions from you guys about episode 13, right, which we just saw, leading up to episode 14 here coming up this weekend, and for the last 3 episodes for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, with today and tomorrow coming up this weekend. It's kind of unfortunate that we won't see that. There was the Phoenix thing and the tree and that kind of stuff. And then there was also the theory about the you are ill theory instead of still. I don't know, man. It kind of feels like for Fear the Walking Dead, like there's these theories, there's these ideas, but it sort of feels like almost none of them are actually, like they're not going to do any of them. Like we're probably not going to see Madison come back. Most people, what I saw in the kind of fan fiction video yesterday, for what I would like to see for season 6 of Fear, it sounds like most people would not like to see Troy return, because he got smoked real bad, right? He did. Realistically, yeah, he's probably dead at this point. And then, but one people did bring up is that to see Taka return could be really cool, to kind of bring it back to season 3 and that kind of thing. And it could work for that too if you brought him back, but it almost sounds like none of these things are happening. And then the other one with regards to Alicia and the illness for the season finale, I don't know, man, because there's only 3 episodes left, and you'd think if they were going to do any of these, we'd see more kind of build up to them. Instead, we see this new group of villains come in, who some people are calling the Settlers, some people are calling the Pioneers, or Virginia's group, the Cowboy group. Some people thinking they're similar to the Highwaymen, so maybe maybe it's connected in some way, and it could be. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But you got to keep in mind there's a huge time skip in between those. So between the time we're meeting Virginia right now in Fear the Walking Dead and when the Highwaymen show up, post Rick and post the time skip and everything, like way further in the future, it's possible there could be some relation between the two. But again, all these kind of different ideas that we keep thinking, it's almost like we're thinking they're going to do something big with this, they're going to do something big with that, and then what we end up seeing is kind of just like, it's okay. It's like, on one hand, I don't want to see certain characters be killed off in the finale, but at the same time, too, you have to do something, right? Like, you got to do something. You got to take, you don't want to take maybe huge risks, but you got to take some risks. We haven't had a single character death this entire season, I don't think, for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, and I was happy with the first half with not having any major character deaths, but it's like pretty soon you got to see some. Logan, I guess you could count as sort of a major character death, but he was only a Season 5 character anyway. He hasn't been in the show for very long either, so we'll see what they do in these last 3 episodes with this finale coming up. We only have those 3 left. But man, at the same time, they got to do something, right? Like they have to do something too. Like, even though it's like, I don't want them to kill off this person, I don't want them to kill off that person, that kind of deal. Okay, but they've got to do something, with the story here before the end of the season. Because if they don't, because it looks like episode 14 is just like another one of these, Morgan and Althea helping somebody, and then Daniel and Grace and Skidmark doing whatever they're doing, killing some zombies and stuff. And it's like, that's okay, but I don't know, we got to see something big happen. And so far, ever since the first half with kind of the cool environmental obstacles, the plane and the nuclear meltdown stuff, and the illness and that whole thing, and kind of the fake-out death of the mid-season finale for Alicia, we haven't seen much happen since then. So I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying I want to see them go back on that and actually kill Alicia off, and I want that one to be true. But we have all these different ideas for what they're going to do. Like, something's got to happen, right? So let me know what you guys think. That said, episode 13 was not bad. Everybody liked episode 13, and so no problem as far as that goes. Everybody was happier with it than a lot of the recent episodes. But 14 doesn't look that great to me, and then there's only 2 after that. So what are they going to do in the last 2? I guess we'll see. Kenneth Buford says, do you think the Highwaymen from the original Walking Dead might be part of the new villains on Fear? Just a thought, I've heard worse. So yeah, you might be right. Maybe if they expand out enough that a section of them could have been the Highwaymen that met with, who was it at that time when they kind of came in? I guess Carol, Daryl, and the others, Tara, and all the rest that were there at that time. Man, that's one thing about season 9, The Walking Dead. Where it starts off and where it ends up it's insane. The change in that season, man, it's absolutely crazy. So it's not a bad comment, and we'll see if there's any connections. And again, I think it's just us looking for some kind of big things to happen in Fear, and us not really, and just kind of seeing this stuff to where it's like, it's not that big, I don't know. Samsquamsh says, I believe this new villains group will be called the Settlers, so the Settlers are the Pioneers. I think we haven't really agreed on an actual name for them just yet, so I guess we'll have to see which name sticks, if they're even around long enough for it to matter, like if they're around past this season. Because there's only 3 episodes left, I tend to think like they'll probably spill over into next season, but I don't know, man. The group doesn't seem that, they have a lot of manpower, a lot of firepower, but I don't know. I'm not sure if they'll be around in season 6 or what they're going to do for season 6. LF Custom says, very good action-packed episode was episode 13. Definitely way better than the last few. I think probably episode 13 is probably the best of this back half. I would say so. One of the better episodes from the season. It had the season. This is the thing about the first half. A lot of people didn't like it, but it had pretty good momentum if you look at it through from the first episode, to the mid-season finale. There was a pretty good momentum there they had going episode to episode. And, fortunately, episode 13 kind of got a little bit of that back here in this back half. But aside from that one, man, not a whole lot. Mines and things like this they're stepping on, and camera views and first person camera. I don't know, and the ball and the stuff like that. Some is okay, but yeah, it lost a lot of momentum in the second half. Luckily, it's coming back a little bit now. A lot better than the best episode of the back half so far would be 13, I think. Kate Got H says, imagine if instead of Discount Jadis, the cowgirl, had been Taka from season 3 as leader of the Pioneers and is now a baddie. Come on, writers. So yeah, it's true, man. Everybody's kind of feeling that way right now. It's like, I think we're just waiting for something cool to happen, and we're just not really getting it. Like, maybe the Logan stuff was okay, but it's like, it's maybe okay at best. It's not like really cool. We're all looking for something really cool, and I don't know. We're not really getting it too much so far. Pook says, why aren't they taking everyone to that mall? That seemed like an awesome place to make a homestead, I thought. And you might be right in terms of the mall as a good spot to set up a home base, because it is fortified, at least as a building. It depends on whether there's no water source there, I wouldn't think. But maybe, you do have fountains and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't be running at this point in time in the zombie apocalypse. But I don't know. Maybe you could figure something out. But in practical terms, why wouldn't they use the mall? Probably because then they'd have to, rent it out for every episode they do. And, that could be kind of tricky to rent. It could be expensive to rent out a mall for a long period of time, right? So it could cost some money in the budget. But I don't know. That would be cool, right? As far as inside in the universe, you're right. That would make sense as a pretty good location to fortify. But I don't know. For whatever reason, I guess they're thinking, no, it's no good. I don't know. Chayce says, quote, we copied Negan but left out all the parts you love about the new Settlers group coming in. So it does feel a little bit like Negan and the Sabres, but just just a little. I mean, she kills off Logan's guys. She makes Luciana work for her. So that's kind of like a saviors type of concept, right? You know, you work for me, then I'll let you live, that kind of thing. Otherwise, I'll just kill you all. So it is sort of savior-esque in a way. But like you said, you know, I took out all the parts you love. You know, it's not nearly as cool as Negan, that's for sure. So, yeah, Jack Goldberg says, so they cast Tara's literal twin as the girl Alicia and Strand save. Nice. She does look like Tara. I was watching the episode too. I was like, whoa, yeah, she does. She actually does look like Tara. The thought entered my mind. Maiden Wool says, Troy was an awesome character. That's true. And they even said that before I did that kind of fan fiction type of video yesterday. The Saviors 2.0, this season is awful. Damn, says FL. And then T. Gilly says, so what was the point of Logan exactly? And then people were calling Logan sort of like a filler villain or a filler character throughout the season. I don't know if I'd say he's necessarily a filler villain. I think that in terms of meaning, it did make sense that when you have him try to save the girl and he couldn't, and then you have them actually be able to save this new one. I thought it was inspiring. I thought it was positive and all that stuff. And I thought that was really good. That's one of the best parts of the season, I'd have to say. So it hasn't been all bad. You know, that was pretty good. I got to give them that. That was. I liked how they did that. That was good. Dan's review says best episode of the season for episode 13, and I agree. Dan, he also said, Trev, do you think that in the end, the Logan storyline was just filler till the new lady arrived? So he's the one who brought that up. Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily filler, because I thought Logan was kind of cool in a way, especially when the season started and kind of what we've seen recently from him. Actually, this new lady, I don't know, man. You know, she's... I don't know. I might even like her less than Logan, to be honest. And I didn't like Logan right up until the very end. It's like he redeems himself, and then he's killed off right away, right? Michael Dilly says, characters saying help 100 times again, and Logan's storyline was useless. Season 4 looks like a masterpiece compared to this. I don't know. Season 4 second half was a lot like this, if you ask me. Like, the Season 4 second half felt a lot like this. There was a lot of episodes there. Like, you had the hurricane, the storm, stuff like that. Maybe it was even better than this half. Maybe. I don't know. Was the second half of Season 4 better than this second half so far? Let me know. Leave your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think about that one. I'm not sure. Yeah. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. That's tricky, right? Saviors 2.0, the season is awful, right? And then Dancing Dragonfly 166 says, Logan went out Axel style, LOL. So that's season 3, if you guys remember. Season 3 at the prison when the governor shoots Axel out of nowhere. That was really cool. And you're kind of right. That's kind of true. But you didn't have the badass governor there with the one eye. He was also aiming through the wrong scope, I think, right? Or the wrong eye. But, but it was like this. It was like that. Anyway, in the pictures anyway. But it was damn cool. You know what I mean? He had a theme song and everything. That's a problem with Fear. Their bad guys have sucked so far since the crossover and the new showrunners. None of their villains have been all that good. Governor was awesome for sure. Sean Shurkar says this episode seems good because everything else in 4B and season 5 to this point have been an absolute dud. Hold the show to higher standards, people. Like season 3, we need these showrunners fired. So, you know, I don't know, man. It's tough because at the same time, you don't have the comic book series to base it on. They have done 15 years now, pretty much, because season 10 is basically done already for The Walking Dead. We're going to see it soon. So, you know, you've had 15 seasons of the series. You don't have the comics to base it on. They're trying to do their best with what they can. You know, it just so far the kind of the new feel of it, where they've gone away from it being scary and they've gone towards the helping people concept, and they've gone into that motivations with Morgan and everybody. For whatever reason, it's just not working as well as you kind of want it to. I think for almost everybody will kind of agree that it's just not working as well as you want it to. But you can't drastically change it too fast either, because then it feels like you're going wishy-washy back and forth and this kind of deal. So I wish they wouldn't have gone so towards the comedy route and so towards kind of the unrealistic type of route with Fear, because... You know, I do miss it when I could take it a little bit more seriously. The crossover and everything is okay. I mean, I think it's not too unrealistic that Morgan could run into them and that kind of thing, I guess. It fit into where they made sense of it to where it fit pretty good from season 8 going into Fear season 4. I guess I just want to see a cool villain for Fear. I just want to see something for Fear. And I don't know, like something unique and something... I don't know. The first half was pretty good for me, but this back half has just been spinning its wheels, right? What's the season 4 trailer when Daryl and the others get stuck near the prison there and they're just spinning their tires on zombie heads? That's what Fear's doing right now. It's just spinning its head on zombie tires. There's a herd coming and it's just spinning its tires on zombie heads. Yeah, so it's what it is. And anyway, the last one will be from Steve Vest, who says, do you think they aren't doing that many Talking Deads because Chris Hardwick doesn't want to review this crap? So he doesn't really review it anyway, to be honest with you. I mean, he can't really. He kind of can. He can review it in a positive way, but he can't really say anything too negative or anything like that. Even if he doesn't like something in some of the episodes or something, he can't really tell you that on AMC. It's just it's a conflict of interest. He can't do it. So it's kind of like, for Talking Dead not doing as many, I think it's ratings. I think that they're not getting enough viewers to have it be worthwhile for them to do it. I don't know if Chris Hardwick is the host for the show, if he created all of Talking Dead, if it was his concept, or if he just got hired for it by somebody else who put together the show or something. I don't know the dynamics of Talking Dead, and if that is the case. They were doing Talking with Chris Hardwick for a while, which lasted a year or something, where he was on every weekend talking about something like a talk show, but I don't know if that didn't work, or if because there was the Me Too thing that was going on, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's cool. It's fine for Fear. They don't have to do a Talking Dead every week for Fear. Maybe it's just not worth it for them as a whole to do it, based on what's in the episodes. Some of the episodes, like next week's episode 14, or for example the Rabbi episode, I don't know how much there is to talk about with regards to the Rabbi episode. Would you have a Talking Dead episode for that? What are you going to talk about? I don't know. It's almost like the content. There's not enough substance to really do a whole episode of Talking Dead on. I don't know. You could kind of stretch it and fill it out, I guess, but that's kind of the way I'm thinking. So it's not a bad thing that they're not doing Talking Dead every episode right now for Fear. I don't think it even warrants it. And I could even picture in the future possibly The Walking Dead getting to a point, the original series, where they just do like a Talking Dead for the specials, the movies, mid-season finales, season premieres, season finales, that kind of thing. I could see that too if they eventually do that for the original Walking Dead series. Maybe in a few years, if it's still on in 2 or 3 years, that we might see that as well too. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Send me any other questions you have if you want to do another Q&A for this week. There is a new kind of teaser for The Walking Dead Season 10, but yeah, I've got video creators block right now for the original Walking Dead series. I'll have to make something soon for the original Walking Dead series. I want to, so I have to get back in the habit of doing that. And if you like this video today, guys, let me know what you think. Thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe at the bottom left if you're new. Thanks for all your support over these 10 years, guys. And I'll see you again soon for another video, probably tomorrow. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you tomorrow.